Hey, you guys. So I woke up this morning and the message kind of was already coming through. It was already coming through. So I'm sitting down in the morning light and just let's see here how I can phrase this. So first of all, who am I reading for? And we've got the Lovers card coming up. Yeah. Okay. 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 The Lovers card is coming up as well as the Two of Cups. I'm telling you. And the Queen of Coins, as well as the Moon card. Okay. So I wanted to speak to you older ladies out there, okay? Because I feel like a lot of the readings kind of focus in on, youth and life and getting that person, getting that man, setting up a family, all of these things, right? But for you, you're in a different chapter of your life now, and you've possibly done all that. Your kids are grown, your kids are out of the house, and you're in a different chapter of your life. But that doesn't mean that you're over the romance. That doesn't mean that you're not into finding someone who's cute, who's supportive and all of that. And that's the message that came through for me this morning was that there's some of you out there who are now in a different chapter of your life. You've matured, you know exactly who you are, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, and you've been doing things for yourself for quite some time. And it really feels as if your heart is wide open. It's like, how much more open do I need to make my heart? And you've done so much work. You've cleared it all out. You've stood up. You've faced your demons. You've done all that. And it feels like you're in this mode now where it's not even about life show me something or life prove me something because you see the beauty in life. You acknowledge the beauty in life. You acknowledge the beauty in others. But I feel now it's your time to share. And now it's your time to shine. And this is part of the problem, right? In our society is that we get to a certain point in our life or a certain age, and you stop thinking that you're valuable. You stop thinking that you have anything to give because beauty is the rent that women pay to live on this planet, right? So although there's the saying, the meme saying that says beauty is not the rent that women pay to live on this planet, it's being said like that because the actually lived experience is you move at some point or the other into this invisible age. And I feel like I woke up this morning and Spirit was like, you need to do readings for these people too. Like there are people of all kinds of experiences walking and living on this planet. And it's not just a small subset of, is he hot? Is he going to call me back? But there's so much more richness to life. And we need to honor that, cherish that, explore that, and celebrate that as well. And this is exactly what's coming up with these cards. Exactly what's coming up with these cards. And I'll show you how. And we've got the first card, remember, was the Lover's card. And this card represented, you being in balance, you finding your balance, knowing, like I said, exactly who you are, what you're about, um, but also being open to a new relationship, being open to the beauty of love, being open to the beauty of true love, authentic love, genuine, caring, sharing love, not the transactional love that maybe you've experienced in a different lifetime, right? So not the love where you provide me with this and I'll give you that and tit for tat, or there were any kind of expectations, but a true companionship is now on the cards for you. A true someone walking with you, someone experiencing what you experience, being able to share feelings and emotional states without having to necessarily speak about it. There's this shared spirit, this shared higher angel, this shared guiding light that you both share, right? So this card in this context could actually represent another half of your soul, right? Or another piece of your soul, a soul spark, or someone who's willing to become that soul spark. Because it's all about the frequency and the vibration and the willingness to carry a certain vibration to be that in someone else's life. We all are vessels, we all are transmitters, we're all conduits through which energy and frequency can flow, but we decide which energy and frequency is flowing. So, in the case of a true love, the frequency is aligned to true love, aligned under true love. And so we're expressing true love, but we are also receiving true love, right? We're able to receive what the other has to offer. And so this is the thing that's coming in for you. This chapter that's opening up for you now is that, you're realizing, and I feel like you're coming into a true femininity. It's not this role play femininity, right? It's not this playing at being feminine or doing certain things to be feminine. You are feminine, and you're radiating that, you're feeling that, you're walking that, you're moving that, you're channeling that. It's flowing through you, and you're just ready to not receive in the way of getting, but receiving as in being that polar opposite to the masculine giving. Now, masculine giving, a lot of people focus on that, and they are like, oh, if a man's not a provider, it's not about providing for a man. And I think that's a heavy expectation to put on anyone. Women, when they're constantly providing, they end up falling out of balance in their body and manifesting all kinds of things, right? So we need to be in balance, and men just as much. But what it is about men is the protection aspect. If you can evoke protective feelings in a man so that he puts everything behind him to shield what he loves from experiencing the direness of life, then as a result of that, he will provide. Right? So it's not, don't focus on the providing, focus on a man who's willing to protect you. And that is going to trigger all the other things that need to be done, right? So, and this is not about manipulation, by the way. Okay. I'm not an advocate for all these things. You have to do this and you have to do that to get the right man. The right man is the right man for you. The right person is the right person for you. And as a matter of fact, it's a teaching lesson for you, because what you attract, you can have a look into yourself and see, what am I emanating? What am I deeply putting out there? And not the facade emanation, right? But because your base core frequency vibration is what other people's subconscious pick up on, right? So you have the opportunity to learn through that as relationships are set up for you to learn, right? And for you to evolve through. So, but this relationship, dear one, darling one, fantastic woman that you are. This is based on a true foundation of genuine polarity, genuine reciprocity, genuine giving, receiving on both ends. So he is able to receive what you have to give. You are able to receive what they have to offer. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So this is a love connection. This is the true love card in the deck, okay? In the tarot, the Lover's card actually indicates again, frequency, a choice of which frequency you're going to carry. It's a choice card. The True Love card is the Two of Cups. When we move from the Ace of Cups of self-love and self-healing, and we have so much, our cup is pressed down, pushed down, so full it runneth over, okay? And as it runs over, we have to fill a second cup. And now we meet someone who's got the same thing going on. Their cup is full and overflowing. And so their cup flows into yours, your cup flows into theirs, and it's just beautiful. And this is what you're praying for, what you're manifesting. And Spirit has heard your prayers. And this is why you've stumbled across this video today. Okay? Spirit has heard your prayers. You keep doing you. You keep focusing on you. You keep feeding the birds. You keep doing your walks. You keep living life. Keep appreciating life, and life will appreciate you back. It will. Keep radiating that out there, that you love life, you enjoy all the seasons of your life, whether it's, you enjoyed your youth, you enjoyed that middle stage, and now you're moving into a different stage, which is just as beautiful. My favorite time of year is autumn. A lot of people love autumn. A lot of people love that year. It is the golden time of the year. It is the golden age. It is that age where or that cycle in the year where everything is almost visible. Like every stage is kind of visible. right? So when we're in the springtime stage, we're not yet seeing autumn. All we're seeing is the newness, the blossoming, and that's pretty good. In the summer stage, we're kind of, we saw the blossoming and now we're seeing the absolute fullness and richness of it. And that's good too. But in the fall stage, we're seeing everything. We're also seeing the shadows of winter. And this is this contrast is what makes it absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So you've got this coming to you, this true love, and spirit knows that you're up at night. Now I know you're mature because the Queen of Coins actually represents maturity, right? So the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, they can represent youthful, more youthful, um, what do you call it? Characteristics, if you want to use that, or personality traits. But the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Coins are the more mature feminine. And so the Queen of Coins is showing up here and she's already, she's been given back. Now, the interesting thing about the Queen of Coins is sometimes she's shown, as in this picture, as possibly pregnant, right? So you're still able to produce. And this, for some of you, it might even be kids. I don't know. But for some of you, a lot of you, you're able to provide, you're able to support, you're able to give. There's a lot that you still have to give that is tangible, tangible wealth, tangible knowledge, tangible information, tangible advice, tangible support that will be the building block and the foundation stone for others. Okay. So you've got this. And Spirit sees you though at night. This is the moon card. And you having anxieties and worries, and also feeling disconnected from cycles. Okay. So you're looking at the moon, who you used to be connected to. And you may not be feeling that you're very connected to the cycles of life and what's going on around you anymore. You may be feeling kind of like this life is kind of no longer mine. This society, I've no longer anything to contribute to it or participate in it, and they'll figure it out kind of thing, right? So there's some kind of a feeling where you might feel like you're no longer part of the cycles, but that's so not true. The thing is that you contribute now to the cycles. And this is what I've spoken about. And I learned this through Nordic mythology, okay? Looking at the Norns, looking at Frigg and Freya and these Nordic goddesses who all represent a mature feminine, and how they are the ones that spin the web. They spin the stories, they spin the web, they spin the tales, they spin the fates, they hold the moon and the cycles of the moon. And this may be unusual to you because usually you're governed by the moon, and now you're part of that consciousness field, that field of feminine consciousness that holds the cycles of the moon. And it's a deep, deep, deep feminine mystery. And I might do a separate video on that, but just feel into that, feel into it. Just hold that thought, hold that idea, hold that concept in you. And how you are the one that is now contributing to those cycles, those cosmic cycles, no longer the earthly cycles. Okay, the cycles that influence the archetypes that feed the earth. So there's a whole thing on that. And I'll dive into that over on my Patreon. If you're not on my Patreon, head on over there. When I post the video, it'll be on there. I'm going to do that video now because it came up in this, so I feel clearly called to do that. And we'll explain that a little bit further. But dive into that because that feeling of not being grounded on earth, and the feminine is very grounded on earth, like it's very feet on the ground kind of, you feel things deeper, and that's a language in itself. And so in this stage, it's like you're releasing that, but you're realizing you're just as connected to cosmic cycles, to these cosmic energies. And this may be a little bit, it's freeing, it's liberating, but it may be a little bit unusual for you where you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not tied to anything. I'm not really feeling truly connected to the earth the way I used to feel. Now we're all going through these changes anyways, these shifts and changes as these earthly cycles continue, right? There's going to be a lot more shifts and changes in how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive ourselves as human beings. So that is a part of it. But a deep part of it is simply the shift in your life cycle and the cycles that you are connected to. Okay. So, what is coming up for you and what can you look forward to? This deep heart connection, this deep heart connection that is coming for you and that you're going to be feeling and just continue doing what you're doing. But what does Spirit want you to know now that you've listened to me? What does Spirit want you to know? And immediately I felt your value. Some of you feel like walking away from something, yeah? You feel like closing yourself off from the world and walking away from it. This is the Eight of Cups and the World card. And this can also indicate that you've come to closure of certain cycles in your life. You've come to a closure and you've found peace with things that have happened in your past, and you're now ready to move on and to move on into something more beautiful. Some of you are still held back from moving through. I've now seen in my last reading, I realized the Ten of Swords is a portal, right? It's an absolute realization that catapults you in a new form into a new experience. And so we see here this Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. So there are things happening in the home because the Four of Wands is celebration of home, is balance. There may be things happening in the home for whatever reason that is kind of keeping you from stepping through this portal. Alternatively, you may be absolutely free to step through this portal, okay, into a new experience of self. So some of you, it's time to go traveling. Go do that trip that you always wanted to do. Join a women's travel club and go gain some new experiences. And even if this is breaking with a tradition, for example, of doing Christmas dinner, of setting everything up for the family, of organizing everything, and leaving them to their own device, it's okay. They're going to survive that one Christmas without you. Some of you are feeling like it's time for you to finally start that business, right? That business, Queen of Coins, that you've always wanted to. Maybe you're fantastic at making candles or baking, right? Or doing something that everybody has always told you, you know what, you should make this a business. Maybe you collect recipes, maybe whatever it is that you do, right? Maybe you're fantastic at makeup for your family. The women in your family, or doing hair, or anything at all. And now it's time for you to finally start that chapter of your life because nothing is holding you back. But you have to step through this portal, this Ten of Swords of self-doubt, of breaking old habits and patterns of who you used to be, also as a woman, and be willing to start fresh, right? Start fresh, start a new cycle. So whereas some of you were in that earthly cycle of taking care of the home and your immediate family, you're now expanding into that cosmic cycle of giving back to a community, your community possibly. Okay. So this is absolutely your time to do that. Some of you are really narrowly focused, yeah, narrowly focused, the Nine of Swords. Very narrowly focused on something. So you have massive self-doubts or massive voices in the back of your head that are telling you you can't do this or you can't do that because you've been supporting others your entire life, whether it's your partner, your children, your kids somehow, other people, your boss, your colleagues, who knows how your feminine energy went out there and nurtured all these people, but you are now in a state where you built up so many others that you didn't have time to build up yourself. You didn't have time to create those experiences that show you how amazing you are, that show you how good you are, right? So now it's your time to step out and really do that. It's your time to step up and step out. You've got immense knowledge that hasn't found a way to the outside yet. The High Priestess. You may be intuitive, deeply gifted. You've got the sight, okay? We've got the Page of Wands. It's time for you to get your message out there. Some of you may be writers, okay? Page of Cups, your message has to do with forgiveness and love, and it will resonate with a younger crowd, with the younger people. We've got the Queen of Wands. This may have been you, and she's still in there, okay? Two more cards, Ten of Coins. This is definitely going to pay off for you. The Sun card, you're going to be successful. Some of you are not taking that step because you feel like I need to be successful. If I don't know for sure that I'm going to be successful, I'm not going to do it. And you should. You should. It's not about the outer validation or the outer success. It's never been about that. It's never been about whether fickle people find you good one day and bad another, and bad one day and fantastic another. It's never been about that. It's just putting your seeds of information out there that spirit can work through you in whatever capacity that it is able to. And you've got the lust card. Okay. So there's a lot in this card that is coming up for me for you. Number one, this has to do with discipline. So using working with your higher self to overcome your lower natures, which are absolutely needed and necessary. So you don't want to completely eliminate them, right? These deep instincts, but you want to harness them. You want to manage them. You want to discipline yourself, right? So it's absolutely important to have periods of rest, for example. But if you're always resting and you're falling into that, then that's not too good. So you want to discipline yourself. This card is also about strength. It's about finding that strength again, finding your mojo again, finding your spark again, finding your why, finding your grit. And sometimes we only do that when we step out and we face what we fear. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, that energy comes up out of nowhere and just sweeps us away with it. And then once it's back, right? And this card has to do with lust. It has to do with desires. What's your desire? What do you crave? What do you want? What do you yearn for? And maybe it's a who. So this may be a Leo character who's also inspiring you or stepping into your life. Okay. You guys, you absolutely have this. And I hope you enjoyed this message. Let me know in the comments. Take care. Bye.